you what, wherever you are in the world, whether you have a business or you have a job.
Yeah.
You know, so there's really no special. I like having a business because it gives me freedom of my time. So I can do things at my own pace when I want to do it. So I prefer business to working for somebody.
Yeah.
Even though looking back right now, if I had gone along a career path, I probably would be better off.
I think you will survive next.
I probably, yeah, but what I mean is I would have probably carved the niche for myself, you know. There's a compensation where you're well paid. Where you're well paid, there's a compensation, but I like the freedom I have.
Yeah,
to be able to do what I want when I want to do it. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that it's harder than a 9-to-5 job.
It's like many people don't know that being it's a little bit like infantile. Like
you're the last person to leave the office. You're also the last person to get paid, if you get paid at all. So that's part of it. People think you can't win. You know, you just can't. You can't have it all. You know, I remember the Brucey used to say this on they said to him, they said, why don't we see you at all these celebrity events and showing up and all these interviews? He says, people who are granting interviews are not doing anything. They're not busy. We're busy. They don't have time to get interviews. So he says, we're talking and making all this money. You know that they're not hardworking. They're not busy.
So are you always motivated every time? Because I know you are visionary. So is there any time where visionary where you seem like 50 years ahead, 100 years ahead? Are you forced to do them now? So do you at any time like feel like I'm just tired?
Oh yeah, I do get tired quite a bit. But this morning, for instance, I was telling some of my leaders that why is it that Nigerians don't listen to instructions? Why did they don't follow protocol? Why is it sometimes people come into this facility and they're asking you where the toilet is, and there's a sign on the sign that says toilet. Or you tell people, wash your hand, and we'll be asking you of all people would know. You go to a hospital, that there are processes, there's signs. I remember I was going to Greece one time, and the airline put on all the notice boards like you have here. Only one bag. Only one bag. They don't care how big the bag is. They don't care how heavy it is. Only one bag is allowed on the aircraft. And I looked. We were preparing for Pastor Gandhi's birthday. And I noticed that it was only Nigerians that were carrying tutu bags. And I'll go to my friend and I'll say, okay, this is that. I say, don't worry. People don't listen to instructions. They don't even read the manual of their telephones. They don't. It's a cultural thing. Believe me, instructions. And my problem is that don't they know it will affect their productivity? It will affect their faith, because the Bible is a book of instruction.
Yeah.
And then my Bible also tells me that God speaks once, listen twice. So for me, there's a bit of a problem in terms of that's been going on for a while. Yeah. There's a bit of a problem in terms of this lack of instructions barrier. But then I pivoted it a little bit to the fact that I think it's because we are the only set of people who have to learn other people's languages to get educated.
Yeah, what you discussed last.
Yeah, so it complicates our lives. If you get the point I'm making. And there was an experiment done in University of Ife by, I think it was after one of these old professors, where he taught engineering in Yoruba and taught engineering in English to two sets of classes. And those who were taught in Yoruba excelled those who taught in English. But the biggest problem we had was people would have to train teachers, would have to write books, would have to develop, verbs, those are like doctor, of like carburetor, in Yoruba, or things like that. Now, that would have cost a great deal of money. I would have taken a long time. But today, with AI and with computers, somebody can speak English and you can hear it in Yoruba. And so, for me, I think the biggest, and then when in my job as somebody who preaches the gospel, he said, preach the gospel to all nations. He didn't say preach to them in English. So there's going to have to be a way where we can better communicate with our people, especially in their native tongue. If you you heard the story about cocoa.
No, which one?
That cocoa was, I'm sorry, is it cocoa? Is it cocoa? No, palm oil.
Okay.
The true story about palm oil. That professors from UI were taken to Malaysia to teach them how to grow palm oil and develop plantations. Now, they took all those professors' notes and translated them into all their native languages.
Oh, that was what they did.
That's what they did. And then they took it down, and every village, every single person got access to it. They've exceeded us in that same area.
Just for that reason.
So what I'm just giving you as an example is, once that kind of thing comes to my mind, I get reinvigorated by that decision that it's possible in my lifetime to have. We now have to have, large language trainings to have machines about Yoruba, develop our own vocabulary, but I think we can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, we should be able to have computers who can allow people to go with headphones to their classroom, and as the teacher is speaking in English, it's converting. You know what I mean? And then that language, AI, whatever, will also help us translate the books. So for me, we have a shot. You know what I mean? Right now, to get people, because people think education means speaking English. I remember when I traveled to England many years ago with one gentleman, and we got to the airport, and we got out, and there was a cleaner speaking English, and and all. And he said, "I will be Will." And I said to him, "That's their language." They come up way. You know what I mean? She probably never left the airport. To go anywhere. You travel 6,000 kilometers. You are better exposed and educated than she is, but she speaks English better than you, so you assume she knows what she's doing. So these are the kind of things that inspire. I get discouraged quite a bit, but most things have a way of energizing you, and they can energize you for years. You know what I mean? Dr. Nigbala has been doing AI for 20-something years.
Wow.
In Nigeria. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
And he's not tired. so how come I get tired of that?
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can you confidently say anything is possible?
That's what the Bible says. All things are possible.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, but give it context. Give it context.
Because there's somebody, people have ideas.
There's a guy called Fred Price. He explained this to me in a way that has helped my faith. He said, even the devil believes that God can do anything. He says, that's not faith. Faith is God will do anything for you. Things I can't do. For instance, I would definitely not try to kill anybody. Yeah. I don't know if you get the point I'm making. Yeah. So I'm just saying, yeah, I will say that. You know what I mean? But if anything worth trying, yeah, why not? But I won't, yeah.
So you're saying the feeling of at least doing something about that idea is better than not doing it and then not finding it.
Let me add the philosophy to this. I don't believe that there are any problems that don't have a solution. That's I may not have a solution.
Yeah.
Because if I wake up and I believe something cannot be solved, we're having some problems with drainage over there. When I came in this morning, and we've been there for. I was there for almost an hour trying to study how do I solve it. There's nowhere to drain the water from. But we've ultimately come up with a solution. You know what I mean? Yeah. I remember one of our staff said, "You know what, Pastor, don't worry. Every morning we'll come and clean it." I said, "No, that's the easy way out. You know what I mean? To get you to come and clean it." And one of it happens when there's an event where people walking through water. Don't worry, we'll find it. But you can't give up. On the fact that there is one problem that doesn't have a solution. I don't believe that for a minute.
Wow. It's just something you do with YouTube.
Yeah.
You just check it up for anything.
Yeah, there's something I learned, and I think it is one of the first things that crystallized it for me. Yeah. He said, the people who have open minds. Yeah. An open-minded person is somebody who knows about the generator, knows about the inverter, knows about the engine of a car, knows about medicine, nothing real to a full expertise, but he has an idea. He says they're open-minded people like that. And then the people who are not so open-minded, I won't call them closed, but they're only good at their own area, you know. For instance, my wife would do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I will multitask. She doesn't like, I'm cooking for the next 2 hours, don't bring me anything else. I would cook, fry, write a book, watch a video. As a matter of fact, I have a TV in my kitchen. And the reason why I put a TV in the kitchen is my wife says I don't spend enough time with her when she's cooking. And I said, as long as there's a TV in the kitchen, I'll come and sit with you and I watch the TV. The thing is, I'm not really watching it, it's just playing.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So for me, that's open. I think I was gifted with an open mind. I have an idea of many things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
But I know enough. You know what I mean? And so the one way you do that is by reading every kind of thing. So I watch action movies, I watch mysteries, I watch comedy. I don't have any. The only one I don't really watch is horror. I can't start paying people to scare me. So that's my philosophy. Yeah.
So you are open-minded. Like that's what all of us I admire.
I think so.
You are not judgment. Like you are not close-minded. You are open-minded. Just explain yourself.
Some idea said to us one day. He said, until I went to do my PhD and my master's, I had no idea of how ignorant I am.
Whoa.
I think sometimes we don't know how ignorant we are. If we did, we would stop this idea that we're smart. Wow. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, I'm listening to professors of theology who are not Pentecostals share some things about the Bible that made me almost fall off my chair. I can't remember the context now, but I've seen them say things about the Holy Spirit that, oh my God, that Pentecostals didn't even think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it keeps you humble. That should be enough to keep you humble.
Yeah.
And then you now have people who are really good at what they do. I mean, really pick them up, put a knife in their hand and do it. Yeah. Or ask them a question, they articulate their answers. I think that's the way to stay humble. I think when we get into trouble when we think we know it all. And I think I was listening to one of the governors said, well, I'm a what do they call himself? He says, I'm a pharmacist, or I'm a scientist. I know about COVID. And I was like, no. That's a no. You don't know nothing. Nobody knows anything. It's a new virus.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? That's the typical attitude of Nigeria. I went to University of Ibadan, therefore I know this. I went to, therefore I know that. It's a big problem. It's a huge problem for us. It's keeping us in the dark place.
So now, we had a big guy into your social media, and we got a lot of pictures. What drove you into starting news? I said, like the toilet is always in. I've always been.
No, my playground.
Yeah, look at this playground.
Yeah.
And that's where
I made that out of wood.
Wow.
My carpenters, we sat down, designed and built.
Yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, really a national absolute. And when in case you give you MONs or something. Or what's that one?
Any money attached to it.
So now this was how it used to was when. Can you remember the year?
Oh.
Okay, the next one. You can wear the same place.
Yeah, it's the poolside, yeah. Wow. Because it caught fire.
Oh.
There was a shop, there was a restaurant next to it, it caught fire.
Okay.
So when it burned, I just left it for a few years and then finally decided that either we'll build the cinema or we'll build the pool.
Okay.
And it was COVID, so he opted for pool.
Okay, we're coming back to instruments. Can we start from the beginning? The family picture. What drove you to start?
Well, it was a bit of funny thing. First, the name New Streams comes from my wife because I taught a message in church called multiple streams of income. Okay. There's a theory that from the Bible that people teach that if you want your life to be like a Garden of Eden, you need streams. Yeah, and I thought it made sense. And the gentleman broke it up into very interesting parts, and I felt. So I taught my church at that time that for you to be stable, look at what's happening to our economy now. You needed more than one source of income. And so my wife being a banker at that time, so a company called New Streams. I registered it. So that's the first thing. Then our house got burnt. We have a house in there and it still burns till now, yeah. And so we had to buy another house.
Oh,
So we had to move. We stayed in a hotel for a month.
oh, how did you move there?
Yeah, we wanted to. We stayed in the hotel. Somebody finally gave us accommodation to stay in their house. We stayed for a few weeks. So we started looking for a place either to rent or to buy. And, so we decided that let's look for somewhere to. So we found somewhere at Union Estate.
Yeah.
It was about 4.5 million naira, a nice bungalow. And so we wanted to. So Denuga brought me here and said this was completely uncompleted, and he said they wanted to sell it for 9 million. You know, yeah. Yeah, 20 years ago, yeah. So I liked it, and I remember scripture that says, build your business first before you build your house.
Wow.
That's what scripture says. Because your house can never generate revenue for you. If you build your business, you can use your business to build a house, but you can't use your house to build your business.
Whoa.
So I called my family and I said, we're going to put a business here. We weren't planning to do an event center. I was actually thinking more of a IKEA. That was my dream, to build the furniture showroom where multiple products are brought in, but you can buy it in pieces, like one of these chairs that are mine all. And so that was the plan, you know. So we came here and I told my family that we'll stay in the boys' quarter. That's the building on the side, while we're trying to finish my office now. And I was the pastor of Jesus Embassy then, and my congregation heard the rumor that I was moving into the boys' quarter. So they gathered themselves together and got me a place to stay. So, which is not too bad. And then we now decided to finish it. So the only reason why it became an event center was that the loan we took required us to pay in 18 months, maximum 3 years. Now, mortgages abroad are 20, 25, 30 years. In Nigeria, it's 3 years. So you have to pay principal and interest in 3 years. So we needed a business that could
generate that amount.
So yeah, maybe weekly to keep it. If not, rent is annual.
Yeah.
So that was why it was a logical choice to go into events. You know, it had nothing to do with whether I wanted events. I'm not.
You spoke that you discussed with me about what mommy taught you.
Right.
Your mom.
Yeah.
You need to talk about it if you don't mind. Like I know that you calculate money to like import.
I'm conscious of it. I have accountants. I've always had accountants from ever since I started anything. I've always felt that they're the backbone of keeping you sane. Working with my mom taught me a lot of lessons, and just reading generally made me realize that if you can't manage money, if you can't keep records of your stock and things like that, you tend to make stupid mistakes. For instance, those days I could have 10,000 naira in my pocket and I could spend it. And I'll tell my wife or my friends, I know exactly what the balance is in my pocket. That's how my mind used to work. It was very easy for me. So I could spend money. I've just spent the last 600 naira, it's going to be 7 something, going to be that. I could do that very easy. But I found out that once it crossed the 10,000 naira mark, my records just went crazy. I couldn't remember stuff. I didn't know how much I spent. So I realized that if you don't have a system by which you keep records, you think you know what you have, but you don't. You know, so it's better to write it. And then there's this famous guy, I'll remember his name in a minute. He says, a budget is telling your money where to go, not trying to find out where it went. So there's a sense in which if you don't decide where your money is going to go ahead of time, something will come and take it. So you need to direct it where you want it to go. You know, you're getting the 10,000, you're getting a million naira or 500,000 or 100,000 naira. If you don't decide, I'm going to save 20%. If you don't decide, I'm going to spend 30 on this or 40 on this, somebody will come and tell you that somebody needs the surgery tomorrow and you have to give it to them.
No, you just said now that money is like water.
Yeah.
Money flows like
yeah.
If I just pour water, it's just
money just you need to have a channel.
Wow.
That's what budgeting does. And so I've learned that if I don't discipline myself like that, keep records, put money in specific accounts, you know, I'm very impulsive. I remember a few years ago, I was one of those days where you've given out so much, people are draining you left, right, and center. The demand is your staff are misbehaving. You know, things are getting spoiled in the office. You have to replace this. Today in the loan, I think we spent close to, if not 70,000 naira just fixing, just to maintain this place. So I think I was so upset that day that I just drove straight to the mall and got myself a cheap television set and a stereo system just to make myself feel, yeah. I was like, let me buy it just to make myself happy. And that was all. But it doesn't come very often, you know, but once in a while I just get into that mood and I just say I want to go spend some money on myself. Because we were trained to delay gratification. So we're always pushing things to the fore. We're always like, you know, you don't want to enjoy your reward now, you push it, you keep pushing it. For instance, if we have a substantial revenue, we'll plow it, we'll put it back into the business, develop new areas, like climbing some areas now. But just, if you don't do that, you just end up losing the value of what you've already kept. So we have to keep pumping money into this place. Even though it just looks as if it's never going to come, but it will come eventually.
So money is like water. Money is for investments, for expansion.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Nice. I want to look into your face. I don't know if anybody has ever told you, but I'm looking straight into your face, and I want to tell you that you are a national treasure.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Maybe you should tell President. Maybe he will remember me. But I have billboards all over the place. Science. You know, many years ago, some of my church people came to meet me and said they wanted me to put some of my quotes on the boards outside.
Yeah.
So I said to them, if you notice, except for people like Barack Obama, maybe Oprah Winfrey, most of the people whose quotes are on the board are dead. So I said to them, I can mess up a very quote. And I believe my best life is in front, not behind. It can't be behind. It will be terrible even behind me. So I'm a firm believer that your best life is in front of you.
That's a visionary.
So you got to keep going. Yeah.
Well, let's go to your pictures now. Family pictures.
Family, you will find very little family pictures.
Sorry, no.
That's people's personality.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
We said
Church, but not family.
So what's it? You know what that household is what?
I can't remember. But at least I was wearing a tie. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I took it to one studio though. Yeah, well.
Yeah. And now
This was a program somewhere. I can't
who
remember.
made you laugh this way?
I don't know. Yes, I mean a good day.
You're looking awesome.
I have to find this picture too.
Alright, the next one.
Yeah, she was with me. Yeah, I don't remember where this was.
You know, just like
Yeah, this was the other one was when my son got got a scholarship
this.
to Canada. Yeah, he made a movie here, and then he made a movie here and got a scholarship to go to in Canada. So
Yeah,
like, he made a documentary, a movie here, and like Adobe gave him a scholarship to study in Canada after he got admission to Canada. So it wasn't as if we didn't know it was coming, you know.
So you felt so emotional, like you felt so proud of him.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Because I've never seen you say you.
I'm listening to my wife.
No, almost. Just explain this.
I'm supporting my wife.
No, I mean, let's see. Think that way your left hand went to. I think that the way you lean, or no, you were very emotional. I have
Let's get $50,000 on scholarship.
Oh, okay.
Are you joking? You know what you need? I think anybody let me do $40,000.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I cried. There wasn't to cry for. It was a joy all the way.
Like was it like?
Yeah, I think that's the lecture that was awarded him the scholarship.
Like just cry. What's it called?
Yeah.
There's a way they describe like positive crying or like way cry. Okay. Election.
Then what? I have no idea what this one is. This looks like
grateful.
I doubt it. We don't have pink walls.
Between you and Madame, which more stubborn?
She is.
But people will keep on picking you. Are you aware?
Yeah, because I'm the public face. I'm the public person.
Bad for that.
Well, I'm used to it. For example.
Don't you enjoy it? Like,
Oh yeah, she enjoys. She enjoys acting well and singing. She enjoys that the way everybody regards her as being nice.
what do you remember one time you told her that made her say? Just tell us one thing. What did you say?
I can't remember.
I love you, girl.
Well, you don't talk like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad. Yeah.
Well, any memory?
I was 10 when he died, so it's difficult to. I was 10 when he died, so it's difficult to. You think we have similar.
Yeah.
Consciously, I put my hand on my mouth. Yeah. It's that's the.
The Madojemu.
Yeah.
It's a royal name.
Yeah.
Am I talking to a king now?
I don't know.
In making.
I think so.
And
Not in the making, because I'm not going there.
okay, so you have royal blood.
According to the name, yeah.
Okay, so the next one. This is.
While in England, Edward was just.
I know, very romantic.
While in England, and my second son had just been born, I think.
This spiritual side of you, I don't think any really a lot of people are aware of it. You try to shield it away from us.
No, I think they're just two different things. You know, there's a prophet in the Bible called Jeremiah. He was always weeping.
Yeah.
Most people don't know it appears in their ministry.
Yeah.
I am very sensitive.
Wow.
So it affects my ministry. You know, I have to know the atmosphere of the meeting,
Yeah.
you know, and I have to stay sensitive to function well. So it's just the sensitivity of the moment, I think. Yeah.
It's my plus. I'm always thinking of polaric, natural reader, visionary. But now I've seen your emotional side.
Well, I don't know. Yes, it's part of the natural. I think it's natural, actually, quite natural. I'm more emotional. I'm not a very friendly person. People think I am because of my public. I don't talk to people. You know, I don't really mix. You know, but because of my job and what I do, I've learned how to have conversations. Yeah, but not because I want to be your friend.
You cried.
Oh yeah.
When was the last time you cried? You say it on in public.
Yeah, probably yesterday, sir. Why?
But did you get it?
Why?
Men don't cry.
That's not true. Men may not cry publicly, but they do cry.
Or like they don't cry regularly. Like I like the people you said. Some men don't. Like if you ask them, they say after or 2 years ago, 4 years ago.
It's one of the coping mechanisms. I hope everybody knows that. Crying is part of it. Because my Bible tells me that Jesus cried. Yeah. So I think there's a coping mechanism that you are not getting the benefit of. You know, it doesn't take anything away from you.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't take anything away from you.
Please go through the details like very fast. Next one. Okay, so we've gone through this one. Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, I was just talking about this morning. We were stuck. We all arrived at Heathrow Airport. It's probably the most memorable holiday we ever had.
Wow.
Yeah, I was coming from the US.
Yes.
He was coming from Canada. Both of them were coming from Nigeria.
Oh.
We all met to spend 2 weeks together, I think.
Nice.
It was really great.
Right. The next one. Let's do play part. Yes. So
That's true.
this was the old one. We won't put the way it used to be. Then the new one. You have a new one now.
We just change it. We have both.
Yeah, we have a new one.
Yeah. We just change it from time to time. Yeah.
This was clean, nice, very creative. Look at the couple be like,
Yeah.
all right. So the next one.
See, all your secrets are out there.
Yeah.
This is a Martin Luther King exhibit.
Oh, so this was big just for him.
Yeah.
I always wonder.
Well, we used to do different exhibits. And then Gandhi, we've done a few other people. But when the cost started, yes, so it was difficult to keep changing it.
Oh, okay.
So we had a more semi-permanent exhibition.
Right.
We used to change it every 3 months.
Wow.
So we got all sorts, all different types of people. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so the next one.
It was a concert in Jungle. I think it's Jungle. Yeah.
Okay, the next one.
You lost that feed.
Okay.
That's my younger son.
Okay. The next one.
So that's my younger son. That's my older son.
Okay.
This is my book.
Yeah.
Streetcar called Marriage, Named Marriage.
I like the.
Yeah, it's actually an illustrated book.
Is still on Amazon?
Yeah.
All right. The next one. Yeah, this is a paper.
Yeah. My favorite sticker.
Yeah.
Finding your purpose. That's me in Yinka Davis or the hotel at Ring Road.
Yeah.
That's Benga Denuga.
Yeah.
Oh, Ipswich home. It's down there.
Yeah. All right. So, how come you guys did the statement without knowing?
Must have been really interested.
The next one. Okay, we are done. Okay, so let's go straight to I don't know. We have reviews, we have games as going to people do. I will just end this social. So let's go.
I've been funnier, but somehow I wake up still at work. I don't know how that works. I'm afraid to quit. I know she's not going to give me a good reference. I know she's not. She's also in charge of HR, which is bullshit. Sometimes we have to have meetings. Come here. Why did you say that? Well, it's funny. That's why I said it.
Well, the next one. Is this what marriage is about?
Not a part of it.
Okay. The next one.
But I have a friend who mentioned that he asked one lady one time that he's dating, and he said, I've looked at this relationship really, and I want to know what you're bringing. And then he was like, why would you ask me what you're bringing? He said, some people will bring understanding to the table, and that's all that matters. Some people will bring the encouragement to the table. And tell this person that I'm with you, anything you want. There's one time they came to arrest one guy. What did the woman bring to the table? Networking. The guy, she called one person, called another person. That is also the brother was saying, how is he going to do this now? They've arrested him. He said, don't worry. Like 30 minutes later, the vehicle that took him brought him back. And then entered the house. And when he entered, she said, "You've been wishing." That's the guy was telling me, "You've been wishing." He said, "What?" He said, "I was just sitting there on Commissioner drove. Commissioner police drove and said, where is so and so person?" Someone went to arrest him. Said they were not looking for a person to point. They said, it's inspector that said that. He said, who said they should go and arrest the man? He said, on what ground? Said, do you have a warrant? He said, no, they said he wants to travel. So they went to pick him up on a Friday. I know what they do.
Yeah, it's Friday weekend.
Friday now, weekend now.
And the woman made 2-3 calls. What do you bring to the table? What did Jacob's wife bring to the table? She brought hearing and wisdom. Because she told me, I said you should go and prepare porridge. Let's prepare this porridge. So it doesn't have to be cash. Every time you say, what do you bring to the table? Some people think it is cash.
Funny.
Are you okay? Sometimes it is understanding. Sometimes it is respect. In fact, I know people who prefer respect to love.
Facts.
I know people who prefer money management to love. This man was saying, I just made 200 million. And the wife is like, let's go and build that house in the village. She's not from the village. But she knows anytime they go to the village, the kind of place that you stay is not rent. So she said, let's go and finish the house in the village. When it comes to relationship, and then I then got a yardstick. I say, you must have a degree. You must have your own house.
Really?
Oh yes. So there's some people, the reason they are dating you is because the rent will soon be due. Well, I paid some rent in my life. Yes, I have. So when that happens, it means that it defines our relationship. Well, I'm happy. My wife is a banker. I enjoy some benefits of her being an executive director of a bank. She was the MD of Enterprise Bank for a while, and she is the COO of the holding company of the bank as well. Now, what do I benefit from her? Plenty. One, the business acumen that she brings to the table is awesome, which leads to the point of people saying, oh, what do we bring to the table? That people should not be asking what you bring to the table. It is important to have you be with somebody that brings something to the table. Because this table that you have may have one leg. If the person brings the second leg to the table stands better. When I wanted to settle down, I was dating some people, and then I made some money. I have a girl in that. So I told her that, they just paid me this amount of money. I was like, hey, you said you're going to buy me this. You said you're going to do this. You said you're going to do this. Then I told another person, I said, I made this. I said, hey, where's my own share now? Take me. And I told one that I said, come and open an account. I'll keep the money there. You then see the sense in certain things, and it helps you make up your mind on who you want to date.
Hold your sits back.
Well,
The next one.
didn't give me since no, it's not 100% the whole of marriage. There's just parts of it. So that marriage is a vehicle, not a destination. Well, I think that's why most cars have only one driver.
Yeah.
So if you and I were traveling and I'm driving and I need water, won't you help me get water? So for me, it's not. These are not rocket science things. You know that. I mean, romanticize marriage, and we put a lot of philosophy behind it. And a lot of women today, because of what they're going through, will have this difficulty, in trying to understand how the times have changed. For instance, when I was younger, if a husband was transferred, the wife will follow. Naturally. There was no argument because technically at that time it was the real income. But today, if your wife is earning more than you and she's transferred, you you bet you can, because it is very trouble. No, none of it is hard to move there.
Don't join the religious bond that's a cheap one between the man of God is doing the right thing, or the woman of God is on top at riding the right way. Come on now. You gotta share them on and say, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That's the spot. Daddy, mommy, there's something. So that you encourage the work of the ministry to take it to the permanent size. And the both of you reach to the sexual. It does something to the brain. It's not going to check you permanent. Praise that. But he often about is when you have children. God, right out this in the word. Think how when you just don't.
Unfortunately, sex has become taboo in church. And as a pastor, I've had to counsel, I can dare say hundreds of people other than marriages. But one of the things people find it extremely difficult to talk about is sex. And yet, that could be the source of the problem. But because of our culture and everything, then we use other things. Now we say, she doesn't cook well. She doesn't do this well. But you go in your woman show that the woman will do the exact same thing. She never say, the reason why she's tired of this marriage is because of sex. That's because we made it a taboo subject. But we have to break out of all that. So, we have to be more realistic. But it's also again because there's a generation of people out there who are very conservative. But that's changing. And it's changing rather fast. And then, of course, the internet, the social media is dismantling all these things. Eventually you would understand. People are suffering even married, particularly sexually.
Do you have a favorite color?
Red.
Okay. So we are going to call it again. The next one, they're going to call two people.
Right now, I'm gonna be late.
You're going to call two people and then they have them a favorite color. The two of them get it.
The only person I can call now is my wife.
Okay, so let's call.
I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah, very good into trouble.
yeah.
Emotion was dressing up. Is he dressing up? Hi. Can you hear me? Well, I'm on camera right now. They said I should call you to ask you what my favorite color is. Just give me.
Ah, boy.
Do I have a favorite color?
You take him. You them up. Red. Okay, you got. Go ahead. Thank you very much. That was really
Thanks, sir.
nice.
They didn't invite me to your own. They didn't ask me to ask any question. No problem. All right, talk to you later.
Okay, class. What about this one? Does anybody know what this is? Everybody? Yes. Benjamin, can you identify this rock?
It's obsidian.
Obsidian. That's right. Do you know how it was made?
Well, it was formed after volcanic eruption by the supercooling of the lava when it hits the water. Volcano erupts, and the lava flows down Manhattan. So it hits the water.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I do really like it. Overwhelm me.
Yeah, the next one. Now.
Overwhelm me.
You see me once in June, twice in November, and not at all in May. What am I? You see me once in June, twice in November, and not at all in May.
Can I ask you
What am
a
I?
question? What is the benefit of which? I don't know.
I was going to ask,
Yeah.
what would you say to someone that has an unconventional idea in Nigeria? And well, already laughing after you just have what we did tell that.
When we were, I mean, I think it was this particular professor, I mean, gone to be with the Lord now, but he said this: most children are born creative. We're actually schooled into conforming. Yeah, and so one of the most interesting things for me about life is when you go to school, you have the same exercise book, same teacher, the questions are the same, everything are the same. They're trying to make us conform. And that's not right. So the very reason that you're intimidated, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because each one of us is supposed to bring something to the table. Somebody said to me when I was younger as a minister, he said, God lays his hands on all of us.
Yeah.
But he puts a different fingerprint on it. And so we should learn to be comfortable in our own skin. You know, one of the reasons why the Bible is such a fascinating book is the amazing characters you meet. David, adulterer. Saul, murderer. So my brother, you don't know why you've been given that particular, you know what I mean? Don't let people change your mind. Just know that you're here for purpose. And one of the lessons I'm learning about God is that, like every other person's purpose or every other description of purpose, God's purpose always has to go about impacting other human beings. So if you're different for a reason. You're not being different for yourself. You're just different for a reason. For instance, I remember Bonali Awe, the professor. And when I met her, her used to do in my church when I was in middle number, I got to meet her a little bit. And I realized that people said Professor Bonali Awe, she became a professor, she's a woman. I said it's because she's a woman, she became that kind of a professor. That very thing that is supposed to be a barrier is the very evil that makes you. So we should stop allowing people to school us into conformity. You know, and I think anytime you are a duplicate of somebody, one of you is not necessary. Wow. In my opinion. Self-this, Abby. I should learn to do that, Abby. Yeah, I think it's really in a room, act like the Romans, Abby. So I'm acting like the Romans now. So me too, I don't have to do. And my phone is better than your phone, so yeah, it's a good phone. You are Android. So the brain, this is my phone. It's good for you.